Mr. Lamborn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Bozzella, it's great to see you here from Colorado, and both Mike Kaufman and I, who are from Colorado, would like to recognize anyone who might be here from Colorado. Please stand. Ralph, I know you're from...
Get up there, Ralph.
Okay, thank you for being here. Commander Helm, I'd like to talk to you about the transition between DOD and VA, and we've referred to that already in our discussion here this morning, and that's an issue I really want to dive into, and you'll be hearing more from me about that. We're going to get together and talk about that. But what would be some of your suggestions? You know, we all have veterans in our districts. I have almost 100,000 in my district. So it's a huge issue to a lot of people and to me. It's a big concern. And I have so many active duty as well and dependents. So it's such a big issue. And you said, Commander Helm, that this transition is not being done very well. What are some of your suggestions to make sure that it's done better?
Well, one of the things that's going to happen with the American Legion and former Secretary Chuck Hagel has now opened up that VSOs and military retirement organizations can come onto the military facilities and point out to the people that are transitioning, or even the people that are still there, what the benefits are of education and of that health care with the VA. Actually make that contact with them, and we see that as a good thing. It's a step in the right direction. We have had American Legion departments that were able to get on military bases, and we've also had states that pull back and wouldn't allow us on.
So you want more access and communication?
I think more access so that we can make that trek, because we're a veterans organization, and so we want to be there to welcome. I think we need more time to transition, as a matter of fact, and I'm not sure that's going to be in the military budget for those things to happen. But us being able to come on and make that contact prior to them getting clear out of the service, and they may forget about us when they walk out, but at least we've given them the information, and then when they come out, when they come up against that brick wall, they will have that time where they can contact us.
And I also know that you have discussed, and in your documents that you've provided us, you talked about the work opportunities that someone can use who's been in active duty, and how they can exploit that, leverage that when they get into the private sector. Do you or Mr. Plank or Mr. Bozzella, any one of you, have any specific suggestions along those lines?
Let me start off with that just a little bit. And one of the concerns we have, that there are certain credentials and licenses that are available there for the veteran or for the person coming out of the military to take. A concern that we have is that sometimes when that test is given to place them where they are, that veteran is charged $1,000. They lose one whole month of their educational benefits. No matter what the cost of that test might be, they lose it. And not only do they lose the educational benefits, but all those other benefits that go with it, with the housing and that. So we're very concerned, and we think that needs to be addressed.
Mr. Plank, do you have anything to add to that as the legislative director, or?
Yes, I'd like to add to that. The other thing that is beneficial is the work opportunity tax credits, and to be able to continue to provide those payroll taxes to business for an incentive to hire our veterans. Right now, though, the tax credit, there's a number of targeted populations within that tax credit, and it seems like every year or so, it's up on the chopping block again. What we'd like to see is a continuation of the tax credits, but to have veterans as a specific population, separate from the others, no discredit to the other targeted populations, but targeted job tax credits for veterans. And also, as we're talking about the GI Bill, and as mentioned previously, not everyone wants to go to college, but they do have the skills to start a business. To use those unspent GI dollars to use to start a business, if not amend the whole GI Bill, at least have a pilot alternative program. Let's see how that will work. Because 10% of the population, 3 million vets own business right now. We're only 10% of the population, but we have 30% of the small business owns. So we must be doing it pretty well. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for your service to our country, and I'm going to be in touch with you more about this. I appreciate your thoughts here today. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. O'Rourke.